Live from WSLS, this is 10 News, Virginia Today at 5, working for you.
Working to pick up the pieces after a storm causes major flash flooding.
We're evacuating 2 people that had no phone, no electricity, no access, no way to get out.
Now, how emergency responders are working together to help communities impacted.
Getting stopped by the police can be nerve-wracking. How a local police department is working to better its relationship with the community.
And a change in the way packages are delivered. The bill allowing schools to install boxes under buses for deliveries in rural areas.
Good morning. I'm Daphne Gray.
And I'm Duke Carter in for Jenna Zipt. And of course, severe flooding at Buchanan County caused the devastation you see here on your screen, prompting Governor Glenn Youngkin to declare a state of emergency.
The Buchanan County Sheriff's Office is expected to give another update sometime today. As of this morning, still no reports of any fatalities or injuries as 44 people remain unaccounted for. Now take a look at your screen. Those search efforts are happening right now, right here at the spot that you see on this map. This is about 3 hours west of Roanoke. The sheriff's office started getting reports of flash flooding Tuesday night after a storm quickly dumped several inches of rain.
The sheriff's office estimates anywhere from 100 to 150 homes have been flooded or washed away. Crews from all across the region, including several from our area, are on the ground to help with the rescue search. Kristen Kwan has more on the biggest issues communities are facing right now.
I'm standing along Dismal Creek in Buchanan County, and this is just one of many areas that's been affected by this widespread flooding. You can see homes completely washed away. Power lines have been snapped, and law enforcement officers I spoke with say this is just the beginning.
And it was just horrendous. The sky just opened up, and there it was.
People in Buchanan County sifting through acres of damage while multiple people are still unaccounted for.
And water kept coming up, and then I thought it was receding, and then all of a sudden it made another big surge and came back and just wiped everything out.
First responders say their biggest challenge is getting to people.
A lot of roadways are blocked by landslides, bridges, the approaches to those bridges are washed out, so it's going to take time for that access to be restored so that we can get in, make contact with everybody and make sure that everybody has their basic needs taken care of.
Swift water rescue teams and more than 18 agencies are on the scene trying to help those who are trapped.
Spoke to one of our teams out in the field, and they were evacuating 2 people that had no phone, no electricity, no access, no way to get out.
A hotline has been set up to help people find their loved ones, and crews are also trying to assist those who lost everything and now have nowhere to go.
Shelter has been set up at the Twin Valley Elementary School in Oakwood for anyone displaced by this flood.
And that was Kristen Kwan reporting. So now we want to get a check in with our meteorologist, Chris Michaels, to give us an estimated look at the rainfall totals. And this is pretty much your old market. This is where you used to work at.
Yeah, this is where I used to forecast for. It's a very mountainous area, which kind of adds insult to injury when you're talking about how much rain they saw. They saw 4 to 6 inches of rain here in these yellows and oranges in Buchanan County, that being the Whitewood and Pilgrims Knob area. It's 1 to 2 months worth of rain. Again, some of that moving down, the rugged terrain increasing the impact of that flooding. This morning, things looking very nice in our area. Wytheville, Blacksburg, Lexington, 61 degrees. Lynchburg, Danville sitting comfortably at 68 degrees. So as we head out the door this morning, sure, it's warm, but it's not really that humid compared to the past couple of days. 11 a.m. temperatures, however, already in the low to mid 80s. High temperatures in the Roanoke Valley getting close to 90 degrees. That being the case in Salem and at Smith Mountain Lake. Daleville 86, Rocky Mount this afternoon, nice and warm at 87 degrees. Again, the humidity not that big of an issue on a day like today. Storm chances kept to a minimum, guys.
Local search and rescue teams are among those in Buchanan County. Roanoke City and County, Salem, Lynchburg, and Bedford County have sent crews to help with the catastrophic damage.
The crews will begin operating starting at 7 o'clock this morning. United Way of Southwest Virginia has also started to work with the community to provide short and long-term assistance to families, of course, impacted by the flooding. Now, local crews say they're working with the Virginia Department of Emergency Management to assess the situation and help in any way possible. Roanoke City's Chief of Emergency Management says these efforts take tremendous amount of teamwork.
We do this together. We want all the teams to be successful and be safe while they're doing it. And that's exactly why we want to be good at it. And when we help others, we know that we may need to call them.
10 News will have a crew on the ground in Buchanan County later this morning and throughout the day. You can watch for full coverage this evening on 10 News starting at 5 p.m.
A man is behind bars this morning charged with attempted murder of a sheriff's deputy in Bedford County. They say 42-year-old James Lewis pulled a gun on the deputy Tuesday night as the deputy tried to arrest Lewis in a separate incident. The sheriff's office says the two struggled before the deputy disarmed Lewis and arrested him. A Wythe County man faces a life sentence for possession of child pornography. Prosecutors say William Walters pled guilty to 150 counts yesterday morning. The 74-year-old admitted to distributing several images to others when he was arrested in 2020. Walters will be back in court for sentencing in early December.
No one wants to be pulled over by the police, but the next time you are, they might just hand you a gift card instead of a ticket. Advance Auto gave the Roanoke Police and Fire Departments $2,500 gift cards. Both agencies plan to use them to better their relationship with the community. Officers say an out headlight or tail light rarely warrants a ticket, and now they can help you out.
The only difference here is I can give them a gift card, which will help fix the tail light.
That we can actually hand somebody something tangible to say they did a great job, thanks for having a smoke detector, or thanks for attending this fire prevention talk or this fire prevention education program, so that we know that we're doing everything we can to keep our community safe.
Now, this was all a part of an Advance Auto's 90th anniversary. The first day of school in some areas of Southwest Virginia is now only a month away. One thing changing in Roanoke City Public Schools is the addition of a school resource officer in every building. The school board approved the measure during last night's meeting, but there's some question as to whether the city sheriff's department has the staff. Tamika Page is the public information officer for the Roanoke City Sheriff's Office. In a statement, she says, as an agency, we are presently reviewing staffing, actively recruiting, and collaborating with the Roanoke City Police Department in an effort to meet the board's request. 10 News is continuing to work for you and learn what Roanoke City Public Schools plans to do if there are not enough officers for the start of the year.
New this morning, it may still be in the middle of summer. Child knows we know it's hot. It is not too early to start thinking about going back to school. Sorry, kids. With inflation, of course, with the cost of everything, school supplies, that has gone up as well.
Yeah, 10 News reporter Brittany Weir is working for you on how you can help teachers provide new supplies for their students without breaking the bank. That's always a good deal because we know how expensive it can be to start school, but it's also an exciting time and a cool time to give back.
Yeah, I was always excited for back to school. I know others maybe not so much, but we also know a lot of teachers use their own money to supply stuff for their children, so we want to help them out. So these past couple of years, again, they've not been easy for teachers, so the Rescue Mission of Roanoke wants to give the community a chance to say thank you. And every year, the Rescue Mission hosts their back to school blast, but this year, they're switching from having the students pick up the supplies to the teachers. And what this means is the Rescue Mission is asking for the community to donate school supplies at local organizations that have the back to school blast logo displayed. Now, your donation can be anything from highlighters, pens, pencils, crayons, and binders. And then the teachers will gather on one day and pick out the supplies that they need.
We are gearing it more towards teachers because the past couple of years, we feel that teachers have been through a lot. And while there are other events in the community that the students have access to get these supplies, we felt just catering a little more towards the teachers because we need to pay them some extra special attention.
And the deadline for donations is August 4th. The Rescue Mission is also putting together goodie bags for the teachers. They'll have items like hand sanitizer and Clorox wipes because we know how important those have been in the past couple of years. And coming up in the next half hour, I'll share how teachers can apply to get these school supplies and what the day of the big event is going to look like. Brittany Weir, 10 News, working for you.
Thank you, Brittany. Governor Glenn Youngkin signed a bill allowing schools to install boxes under buses for deliveries in Virginia's rural areas. These bus boxes also give give drivers a chance to make extra money between a student pickup and drop off.
Problem solving here addresses so many different objectives, and of course, I love the full-time jobs for bus drivers. I love the fact that we already have an asset that's underutilized, and during the day when it's not being used, it can be deployed to do other things. It brings costs down.
The governor was joined by a middle school robotics team in Richmond known as Clueless, who created the idea, which later received unanimous approval from lawmakers. President Joe Biden is making some waves in Israel, saying how far the U.S. will go to prevent Iran from becoming a nuclear power. A welcome ceremony marked Biden's 10th visit to Israel, but the first as president. Israel strongly opposes the Iranian nuclear deal Biden is trying to revive. In an interview with an Israeli journalist, the president hardened his language but not his position on military force to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons.
Does that also mean, sir, that you would use force against Iran? Is that what that means?
That was the last resort, yes.
Before the president arrived, a Secret Service agent was sent back to the U.S. after being accused of a physical altercation on the street. The agent is on leave pending the investigation. Well, time now, 5:11. Coming up, working on a neighborhood development. The funding approved that could provide better housing.
New at 5:45, a fourth COVID vaccine could be on the way. How many doses will be given to adults and the number of vaccines already in the U.S.?
Plus, the reason why a popular coffee chain, you see it right there on your screen, is closing some of its stores. Chris?
And today, Duke, looking like a dry and very pleasant day, but storms do return to the forecast tomorrow. We'll show you where, and we'll show you if that has any bearing on weekend plans coming up in roughly 5 minutes right here on Virginia Today.
Welcome back now, 5:14. Local leaders joined Attorney General Jason Miyares at the Blue Ridge Pregnancy Center in Lynchburg. The center was vandalized following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. The governor's office is working closely with law enforcement to track down those responsible while taking steps to keep pregnancy centers safe. Miyares says the centers can get a free on-site evaluation, and there's federal funding that will help make sure they have the security they need.
There is no place for political violence in this society, on the left or the right, and anywhere. And so I condemn that. I know the governor condemns that unequivocally.
The center says that this is not a partisan issue. They say they've received support from people on both sides of the aisle and are looking forward to an arrest.
Pulmonologist Robert Wynn will speak at 7:30 p.m. at the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine. Wynn is a nationally renowned cancer center director and will speak on the importance of health for Black men. Virginia is no longer considered the best state for business, according to the CNBC's annual rankings.
Sorry, everyone. The Commonwealth fell to the 3rd spot this year. The strength of our education system and workforce earned high scores, but it seems the cost concerns are a challenge.
I think the areas where we really improved that I'm very focused on are our infrastructure and, oh, by the way, our friendly business climate. We improved materially in both of those. The two areas that I'm very concerned about are cost of doing business and cost of living.
North Carolina claimed the top spot, followed by Washington, while Colorado and Texas rounded out the top 5.
And coffee giant Starbucks is shutting down more stores, a dozen stores actually, more than a dozen stores, because of safety issues.
Starbucks says it is part of an effort to respond to concerns voiced by its staff and to ensure its stores are safe and welcoming. The decision comes after repeated reports of disruptive incidents, including drug use on the premises and the threatening customer behavior toward staff members. You can hear from the chain CEO on the decision coming up on Virginia Today at 6.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
5:16 on this Thursday morning. Things starting out beautifully for us with Roanoke and Martinsville at 67 degrees. Check out Covington and Hot Springs, the cool spots at about 59. Blacksburg and Wytheville at 61 degrees. You notice a difference in the air as you step outside this morning. The dew point has dropped. That means that the mugginess is not as big of a factor. That's going to continue to be the case throughout the day today. So if you have some mowing or any kind of outdoor chores to take care of, today's certainly the day to do it, although it's still going to get pretty toasty out there. Lunchtime temperatures low to mid 80s, high temperatures mostly in the middle to upper 80s. But again, you're not going to have to deal with the humidity that we've had over the past couple of days. Covington, Rocky Mount, Martinsville, your high temperature 87. South Boston, Bedford, Lynchburg at 90 degrees. Wytheville and Floyd, your high temperature today at about 81. We'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine, maybe a stray shower late this afternoon north of Interstate 64. Otherwise, we're mostly dry. Heading into tomorrow, we see a little bit of moisture coming in from the Atlantic. That's going to team up with our warmth and a little added dose of humidity to give us a few hit or miss showers and thunderstorms, especially late in the afternoon. Heading into the evening, this is what radar may look like at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Meanwhile, heading into the weekend, you notice that moisture coming in from the Atlantic. It's going to ride over this front that's stalled just to the south. So what that means is that the bulk of any tropical moisture is going to stay along the coastline, but here at home, we'll see those hit or miss storms developing throughout the weekend. So if you have plans to head to the beach, that's where storms are most likely. Here at home, temperatures in the higher elevations, upper 70s and lower 80s. Down low, we're in the middle to upper 80s with, again, a few hit or miss storms. So, again, no need to really go changing or canceling your plans, but have a plan to move inside in case you get caught under one of those pesky summertime downpours. For the Roanoke Valley, for the foreseeable future, high temperatures about 85 to 90 degrees. You will notice storm chances go up a little bit heading into early next week. Once that moisture moves out of the area, temperatures rise and storm chances go down. By the middle of next week, we're back into the 90s in the Star City. For the Lynchburg area, 90 today, 88 the high tomorrow, maybe a stray evening storm. There you see the weekend forecast looking very similar to what you just saw for the Roanoke Valley. High temperatures in Lynchburg, 87 to 90, heating things up little by little heading into the middle of next week. Time now 5:19. Speaking of Lynchburg, that is our first time saver traffic
fortunately,
update.
We are crash free right now. If you're driving to Lynchburg from Buena Vista, Amherst, Bedford, or Rustburg, there is a bit of a slowdown. Have some yellow conditions right there. But of course, if you're coming from Appomattox or Roanoke, things are right on time. The Virginia Amateur Sports will hold a press conference this afternoon discussing the upcoming 2022 Virginia Commonwealth Games. This discussion includes the opening ceremony plans and updates, sports information, and more. The press conference starts at 2 p.m. It'll be located at room 110 at the Liberty Mountain Conference Center.
And now, the Freedom First Sports Desk with John Apichello.
Good morning, everybody. Since its inception in 2015, the Lee Youth Outdoor Basketball League has sought to serve a twofold purpose: strengthen relationships with community and police, provide a positive environment through sports. Currently in its 7th year, it continues to provide an outlet for kids to learn the game of basketball.
On Tuesday nights, we have instructional basketball, especially for the younger group, to learn how to dribble and learn how to do things. And we have good people like Joe Gaither and Mr. McKenzie out here working with them. And we do that on Tuesday nights. And one important part of it is we want police officers to be here, because in the initial startup, we wanted to bring people together, especially young people, to meet with police officers.
And while Tuesdays are reserved for fundamentals and training, Thursdays serve as the traditional game nights. That'll continue through the end of the month. Carolina League action. Salem was hosting Kannapolis. They won game 1 that was resumed from 2 nights ago. Ran into trouble in game 2, trailing 7-1 in the 3rd. A little wild pitch right there that goes to the backstop. In comes Brainerd Bonacci at 7-2. A lot of 2-out damage in the 4th for the Cannonballers with a man on base. Wilfred Veras here, RBI single. 8-2 Kannapolis the lead. They would add some more. Andy Atwood singling the left field. That would get through. It was 9-2. Kannapolis goes on to an 11-2 victory. That is all of it. I'm John Apichello, 10 Sports.
Still ahead, a helping hand, the organization that helps people released from prison transition back into society.
Plus, this little feline is safe and sound. How she was able to survive on her own at an international airport. That's next.
This is 10 News, Virginia Today at 5, working for you.
Welcome back, everyone. A cat survived on her own at Boston's Logan International Airport for almost, get this, 3 weeks after getting lost at the airport following a flight from Germany in June.
See, that stuff is unheard of. So this 4-year-old Rowdy was found safe and sound yesterday morning. She was missing ever since she landed in Boston with one of her owners as the family moved back to the United States from Germany. A statement explains that the frisky feline escaped her kitty kennel upon her flight's arrival on June 24th and had been roaming the airport ever since. The agency said airline staff and construction workers helped search for Rowdy. Again, I want to know, like, if I was a cat in that situation, I don't know if I would be on vacation or would I be scared, you know, because there's food everywhere.
This sounds like a movie.
People everywhere.
There should be a movie made about this.
Well, Chris, you do have a cat. We're not blaming you for your life horrible choices.
Oh, my
but it's
gosh,
okay,
Duke.
though. It's okay. We still love you. But how would you respond to that?
I'd be very concerned because
Yeah.
my cat is like,
Your baby.
it sounds silly. Yeah, it's my baby.
Yeah.
So I would certainly be freaking out a little bit, but I'm glad to see that Rowdy got rescued. The weather today, not necessarily rowdy, actually pretty calm out there. Martinsville 87 the high. Still going to be hot in Southside, but not quite as humid as you see Danville 91, Chatham, Charlotte Courthouse 90 degrees. There's the muggy meter today. It's tolerable. Tomorrow, more humid. Saturday, even a little more moisture to play around with. That means scattered storms are going to become part of the forecast heading into the weekend. Could see a stray storm in Southside tomorrow evening, but the weekend, a very typical summer kind of pattern. Temperatures 85 to 90 with scattered storms. 90 to 95, however, heading into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. That's your extended forecast for Southside.
All righty. Thank you, meteorologist, cat lover, Chris Michaels. Time now, 5:27. 10 The News continues our partnership with Habitat for Humanity and our Home for Good series. The supply chain issues the build is facing and how the team is making the best of the backups.
And it's never too late or too early to start thinking about back to school. The big changes coming to the Rescue Mission's Back to School Blast.
Plus, a proposed boutique hotel getting some pushback from community members. Their reasons for asking that it not be built.
This is 10 News, Virginia Today at 5, working for you.
Many people are still questioning law enforcement's response to the mass shooting in Uvalde. We're working for you on what one retired officer had to say about how police handled the situation.
And about 4,000 people serving time are set to be released, the goal one local organization here in Southwest Virginia has to help those transition.
Plus, a $700,000 grant approved to redevelop several neighborhoods. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Japhanie Gray.
I'm Duke Carter. This is the day that we have been waiting for since you have arrived and blessed our TV screens here in Southwest Virginia. How you doing?
I'm good. Look, everybody, every time Duke walks in anywhere, I always go, Duke.
Yes. This is how she greets. This is not a front, ladies and gentlemen. This is how she is. Always on point. 1, always energetic. 2, always a ray of sunshine. 3.
Aw, look at him.
That's
Speaking
what I do.
of sunshine.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Look at the meteorologist Chris Michaels talking about the moonshine today.
But the actual moonshine, not the drink.
That's after 7 o'clock this morning. No, we're talking about the moon. The buck moon is what it's called in the month of July. This is the time of year that the male deer start to grow new antlers. That's why it's called that. But it's also a supermoon because it's at its closest point to the Earth in orbit. So it looks slightly brighter and slightly bigger. Something I certainly noticed as I woke up earlier this morning. Meanwhile, we trade the moonshine for the sunshine today, and we got plenty of it in the Highlands. High temperatures make their way well into the 80s. Might see a stray downpour in the Highlands heading deeper into the afternoon. That's really about it, though. Heading into tomorrow, again, a stray storm can't be ruled out with high temperatures similar to what we see out there today. Scattered storms become commonplace in the weekend forecast with highs in the low to mid 80s before turning a little hotter heading into next week.
Chris, thank you. The response from law enforcement in the Uvalde shooting has been greatly criticized. The leak of the video inside the school raises even more questions.
And we do want to warn you, some may find this video disturbing, but we here at WSLS believe it is important to show the video because of the events the day have been under intense scrutiny. 10 News reporter Alyssa Ray spoke with a retired police officer about what exactly went wrong in the police handling of that situation.
Families of the victims in Uvalde, as well as the nation, continue to mourn. But the leaked video of inside the school that day has reignited the anger towards the police response. We asked retired police officer Dr. Todd Burke to weigh in.
It seemed like the police initial response was quick. So that really wasn't where the issue was.
Despite arriving to Robb Elementary School within minutes of the shooter, police did not go into the classroom.
The initial officers that at the scene that need to go in quickly and, again, check the doors, get inside, and neutralize that shooter as quickly as possible.
That was not done. The video shows officers retreating in the hallway after the shooter fired at them.
You know, the idea of waiting around for backup, that used to be the old days. You know, you stop, you secure the scene, you wait for SWAT team to arrive, but meanwhile, people are being shot, people are being killed.
Burke says that training is outdated, and now law enforcement is taught to get in quickly. Instead, officers gathered in the hallway and waited more than an hour to confront the shooter. Local, state, and federal agencies with seemingly no plan.
Decide, okay, now this is happening, now what are you going to do? Who's going to do what? But everybody should be on the same page, should use the same communication.
Officers rushed in the classroom and killed the gunman an hour and 14 minutes after police initially arrived, after 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. Burke hopes this tragedy will reinforce the importance of training and preparedness. For 10 News, I'm Alyssa Ray.
Botetourt County School Board will hold a meeting in Finn Council at 5:30 p.m. One of the many items on the consent agenda includes the superintendent's establishment of a threat assessment team for each school. These teams will evaluate and intervene with individuals whose behavior may pose a threat to the safety of school staff or students.
The city of Highland Park held a vigil remembering the lives lost during the 4th of July shooting. The memorial comes after a gunman fired over 70 rounds into the crowd during the town's holiday parade, unfortunately killing 7 people. The community gathered on the lawn of the city hall. Those in attendance lit their candles to honor the time of mourning and to grieve the loss of those who were taken away by yet another gun-related attack. A Lynchburg man learned his punishment for setting more than 30 curbside fires and indecent exposure last year. Brennan Thornhill was sentenced to 2 years and 2 months, but he will get credit for time he served since last fall. The 19-year-old took responsibility and pled guilty earlier this year to setting the fires and exposing himself to 2 women. His attorney says it was difficult coming up with an appropriate sentence while also getting the treatment he needs.
Overall, it was a little bit more active time than I expected, but at the same time, I think that I think it was fair, and I just think that he needs to get the mental health treatment that he needs.
His sentence also includes 5 years of probation, GPS monitoring, undergoing mental health treatment, and paying more than $12,000 in damages.
Staff with the Virginia Department of Corrections says people who serve time will be released over the next 6 weeks. In total, about 4,000 people will be released by the end of August. 10 News checked the numbers locally and found 100 of those are in Roanoke City or County, 24 are in Pulaski, and 9 are in Floyd County, 4 in Radford. A local organization, Push Ministries, is helping those transition. One pastor says that her goal is to help anyone who needs assistance, whether that's finding a job, shelter, or beating addiction.
We don't want people, letting their head carry them to a place that doesn't need to go.
Push Ministries is located in Galax and started in 2007.
The Lynchburg City Council recently approved more than $700,000 in grant money to redevelop several neighborhoods. The block grants are federally funded for different projects, including public service activities and housing. This year, Hill City leaders are focusing on infrastructure, including renovations to Jefferson Park, a new neighborhood plan for the Diamond Hill area, and continuing an improvement project for Tinbridge Hill.
It will definitely improve the various low to moderate income neighborhoods within the city by doing these neighborhood projects, particularly the aesthetics of the neighborhood at the Tinbridge Hill overlook, for example, and then Jefferson Park.
Leaders say Jefferson Park and Tinbridge Hill were also chosen last year. Those projects should be complete by the end of next year.
5:37 this morning. Things feeling much better as we step out the door. Lynchburg at 68, Lexington and Hot Springs at 59 degrees, Galax and Hillsville at a comfortable 64. We'll keep it in the NRV for this forecast. Lunchtime temperatures right at about 80 degrees. Your high temperatures in the New River Valley between about 80 and 85.
All of us are dealing with economic challenges, and Habitat for Humanity is no exception. How they're navigating through supply chain issues.
A day dedicated to celebrating teachers, where they can collect school supplies for their classrooms for free.
New this morning, you can help teachers prepare for heading back to the classroom. The rescue mission of Roanoke is asking the community to donate school supplies.
10 News reporter Brittany Weir is working for you on the changes being made to their annual back-to-school class. And this is something, of course, teachers need to make sure our little babies can learn for the next school year.
Exactly. We want to make sure they have all the supplies that they will need, and then that the teachers also have them on hand without breaking the bank. And so each year, the rescue mission of Roanoke holds their back-to-school blast. And this is usually an event where students fill up their backpacks with school supplies. However, this year it has changed to the Teachers Edition. So what this means is that on August 6th from 10 to 12, teachers will be able to shop for the school supplies they need for the year. All the items available for Back to School Blast Teachers Edition will be donated from the community. So there'll be no cost to the teachers. They just have to bring a tote or a bag and fill it up with everything they need. There'll also be goodie bags for them filled with things like hand sanitizer and Clorox wipes. And a couple of local businesses will also be at Parkway Church on the 6th, handing out gift cards and other fun items as a way to say thank you.
I think just seeing their faces when they come, and because I think, based on some of my teacher friends that are in the community, it's all about the students, which is exactly what it should be about. But also, I think just a token of appreciation for them. I think they're going to be surprised, and I think they're going to feel appreciated.
Back to School Blast Teachers Edition is for any teacher in Southwest Virginia. So there is a limited number, though, of teachers that can register for the day. So if you are interested in applying, Hannah recommends paying close attention to the rescue mission's social media pages. They will send out a blast when those applications are open. And also, if you'd like to donate some supplies, we have those details for you on our website. Brittany Weir, 10 News, working for you.
Brittany, thank you. And now it's 5:42. Turning our attention back to the forecast. Meteorologist Chris Michaels, I took Bo for a walk this morning, and it felt comfortable outside.
Yeah, it's not too bad out there at all, especially when you get that little bit of a dip in humidity. It goes a long way, and that's certainly the case this morning. Lynchburg, 9 a.m., you're at 78, so still going to be a hot day in the Hill City with a high temperature in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Starting to watch some tropical moisture trying to move into the area. That means some storm chances. We'll let you know how to plan about your weekend in about 5 minutes.
All right, thank you, Chris. Coming up, inflation hits a 4-decade high. The popular items that are increasing in cost. Welcome back. A fourth COVID vaccine could be on the way. The Food and Drug Administration authorized Novavax's a COVID vaccine for adults. The vaccine will be given in 2 doses and administered 21 days apart. It's unlike the other 3 vaccines because it uses protein fragments to teach the body how to fight COVID. The decision will now go to the CDC for recommendations on how the shots should be used. The CDC's committee is scheduled to meet next Tuesday.
The virus continues to evolve very quickly. We have to constantly be updating our response.
The U.S. has already secured 3.2 million doses of this vaccine, and according to President Biden and the Biden administration, experts say the vaccine appears to have a broad immune system response to the BA.5 Omicron offshoot, which is right now the dominant variant and the most contagious. We're learning the Virginia Department of Health has about 460 doses of the monkeypox vaccine right now. They say another shipment from the federal government is coming soon. VDH reports about 30 cases of monkeypox, most in Northern Virginia.
Concerned citizens voiced their opinions today on a new development planned in South Roanoke. The proposed project would bring a boutique hotel to the Crystal Spring area. While some welcome the idea, others have pushed back. The owner also tried to put worries to rest over parking. One option brought up was using Carilion for additional spaces.
Use this as an overflow situation. We're not going to force people to go there if there's a parking space available in the street. But we would handle this.
The Board of Zoning Appeals will vote next month.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Time now 5:47. Lightning lighting up the sky, not last night, but the night before in Hillsville. Amazing picture here from Justin. He sent that to us via Pin It on our weather app. If you ever have any weather pictures you want to share with us, that is the best way to do it. No lightning out there right now. In fact, it feels nice and comfortable. Temperatures starting out this morning low to mid 60s. By 7 a.m., we're in the middle to upper 60s as the sun starts to go to work on southwest and central Virginia, leading to an increase in temperatures compared to yesterday. The NRV in the low to mid 80s, the Highlands about 85 to 87 degrees. Roanoke, Lynchburg, south side, high temperatures between 89 and 91. By tomorrow, maybe not quite as hot. We'll take temperatures down by maybe a degree or 2. Slightly more humid heading into tomorrow. We're tracking this front. That's what caused some of that lightning just a couple nights ago. That's kind of stalled out over the Carolinas, so no storm chances today, the only exception to that being the Highlands. But you see as this front wobbles a little bit farther to the north and we get moisture to overrun that, you get the chance for a few hit or miss storms developing late tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. So kind of sets the stage for the rest of the weekend. If you plan on heading out to the pool, late morning, early afternoon is fine. Heading into the afternoon, it's your typical summer kind of weekend. Some of us will have to bring our plans inside, others not so much. So just make sure you have our app on hand. You can keep an eye on radar that way. Heading into next week, it looks like we're going to heat up a little bit, but man, the bulk of the heat is going to be in the plains, areas like Texas that have already seen their fair share of triple-digit heat. We'll see more of that heading into next week. In the New River Valley, high temperatures basically for the next 7 days in the low to mid 80s. We'll start to heat things up, though, as we approach the middle of next week. There's your chance for maybe a stray shower or storm tomorrow. That chance is followed up heading into the weekend. Slightly better chances heading into Monday as we tap into that tropical moisture just a little bit more. Keep in mind, anything that's hit or miss this weekend is going to move pretty slowly, so very localized flooding is indeed a possibility. High temperatures for the Roanoke Valley, 85 to 90 for the next 5 or 6 afternoons. You notice overnight lows at about 65 to 70. That is about as typical as it gets for this time of year in the Roanoke Valley. And you see there on the back end of the extended forecast, we'll start to heat things up a little bit, but nowhere near the triple-digit heat they're going to be looking at in parts of the plains next week. Time now 5:50. Let's take you into the New River Valley for this time saver traffic update with Duke.
All righty. Thank you, Christopher. Okay, we want to make sure you get to your destinations on time. So, of course, for those folks heading northbound on I-81 Wytheville to Pulaski, it's going to take you 19 minutes. That is still good to go there. For those folks heading eastbound on the 460 Pearisburg to Blacksburg, 27 minutes. That is all still good to go. Jaffney?
Inflation numbers have hit a 4-decade high. The consumer price index is up 9.1% since last year. That's the highest yearly spike since 1981. Costs have surged for energy, gas, food, rent, and dental care, according to the latest CPI report released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. President Joe Biden says inflation is unacceptably high, but that the report is out of date because it doesn't include the recent drop in gas prices. All of us are dealing with economic challenges, and Habitat for Humanity in the Roanoke Valley is no different. As our Home for Good project continues, Habitat is finding ways to navigate these obstacles. Now, we're told the cost to build each home is up at least 30% because of a rising cost for real estate and building supplies. Add to that supply chain issues for construction materials.
I think the hardest part about it isn't the shortages, it's that the shortages change every week. And so every week you think you've got it, you've reevaluated, reassessed, you've got a new plan forward, and then something else changes.
Work on our Home for Good is still on track to wrap up in September.
And time now, 5:52. Check this out, how these skydivers are setting a new record. Check this out. This video of skydivers in Ohio just is plain, get it, awesome. like Chris. A group reached new heights of breaking the record for the largest skydiving formation with 48 people.
Yeah, they jumped out of 3 separate planes and carefully aligned to create the formation before breaking away and deploying their parachutes. The previous record of 33 was set more than 10 years ago. I would say that if I was on this, what they say, 48 people?
48.
Yeah, there would have been 47 for a long time because I would just be devastated to jump out.
Yeah.
You don't take risk?
Ooh, not like that, baby.
You would scale a building?
Mm-mm.
Christopher, you not a risk taker?
I did scale a building once here in Roanoke. It was
actually
for
the over the edge.
Yes.
Right.
It was
that was fun.
It was a lot of fun. Do you think they planned this or did they just wing it?
Oh my God!
I'm pretty sure.
I almost
found for
about to go too.
You were about to answer the question.
I was about to answer the question. You know what? I'm just gonna mind my business. I'm gonna sit here, just look cute,
and I'll take care of
the weather.
This. Alrighty. If you plan on heading out the door this morning, then maybe take a walk or a jog. Beautiful out there. 8 o'clock temperatures, upper 60s and lower 70s. Lunchtime temps in the low to mid 80s before most of us reach about 85 to 90 degrees this afternoon. Maybe not quite as hot tomorrow. We'll see a couple stray storms developing late in the day. Ditto for Saturday. Sunday and Monday probably are the most coverage of showers and storms, even still pretty scattered. Turning hotter heading into the middle of next week with high temperatures mostly in the low to mid 90s by next Wednesday.
Ahead of 6, major flooding has one community working to pick up the pieces and 44 people unaccounted for. The local rescue efforts underway to help those impacted.
Plus, a popular coffee chain, you see it right there on your screen, is closing some of its stores. What the CEO has to say about the recent decision. We're back on Virginia Today, right here on 10 News.